Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's me, Trainman. Bow ties are cool. And welcome back to the weekly timetable for the week of July 28th, 2013. I haven't gotten any better at the dates thing since this started. But we can jump right into it. I know there's stuff that I want to talk about it, but I'm going to forget. Two things, actually, right before I get started, just popped in my head. In the description, there's going to be a link to another YouTuber who makes videos on my server. There's also going to be a link in, probably right next to it. There's not going to be a link, there's going to be an IP address to said server. If you'd like to come on and join, keep in mind that I'd like to think that I'm an attentive admin, and I make backups all the time, so if you come on to screw with us, you're just going to get banned. But this week, speaking of Minecraft and servers and things, we had Super Hostile Inferno Mines, Episode 3, The Abandoned Dormitories, where we got the first wool. I mean, the thing about the Inferno Mines is that you don't get to the Victory Monument until, like, 2/3 of the way through the map, maybe, 3/4. It takes a while to get there, is my point, and then, you finally get there and you can put all the wools on. But we got this white wool out of there with much death, I will say that. None of mine. With much death, and it's now in my ender chest, and it's going to stay there until we find the Victory Monument. On Tuesday, we had Trainman Plays Chris Sawyer, blah, 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 blah. We had Trainman Plays Chris Sawyer's Locomotion, Episode 88, Diesels, where we bought our first diesel locomotives to run the oil trains. What? To run the oil trains that were formerly powered by kind of underpowered steam locomotives, which couldn't get out of the way of the plastic pellets trains. The plastic pellets trains are still doing very well, but, you know. On Wednesday, we had Trainman Plays Homeworld 2, Episode 32, 80 Agonizing Minutes, which actually got a surprising number of views for its length. By the way, I'm very, very happy with you guys. You guys are awesome. I've said it before and I'll say it again. But the fact that not only are there... I gotta scroll up. Wow, 381 of you. Holy hell. We're getting towards 400. I don't know what I'm gonna do at 500. I might just blow something up for the heck of it. That seems to be a good benchmark for blowing something up. That seems to be something I do. I mean, there's not really that much special I can do. I mean, I'm no good at montages. You guys know that. You've seen my Homeworld trailer, which is just not so good. Actually, there's something I need to talk to you guys about later. But, all of my videos are in the double digits in views in the first week, and I am extremely impressed with you guys. I'm going to give you a hug. Like, I can't, but... no homo, but, yeah, no, thank you so much, in all seriousness. But back to what I was saying, on Wednesday we had Homeworld 2, Episode 32, 80 Agonizing Minutes, where I did the campaign, again, still working through it. We did, I think, missions 3 and 4. Shut up. No, maybe it was 2 and 3. I think it was 2 and 3. Whatever, it's getting fun, actually. It's getting very amusing, because we're no longer constrained as much. We can build more ships and this, that, and the other without having to worry about the fact that we're not allowed access to this kind of ship, or we're not, you know, whatever the case may be. We're in more fair scenarios, and we're in more entertaining environments. Something more like the multiplayer. On Thursday, we had Trains in Space. I'm not sure if you guys got the effect of that, but Episode 5, new version, we jump into version 0.21, I think it was. And we put our first guy, our first Kerbal, into orbit. Still having the slowing down of the frames issues, but I'm getting better at hitting that F12 a lot to get reset the recording and kind of set it back, because it fixes it quite a bit. It does get bad, I'm sorry. It can't really do much about it. I'm hopefully getting a new video card maybe this week or next week, and then we can try and alleviate that a little bit with having the game perform better. But we'll see how that turns out. On Friday, we had the Zombie Train episode 30, Temeros to Sesquica, part 5, I believe. It was kind of a lazy episode. I didn't do much. I played around with the trains. 4 did work, not too much. I mean, I didn't have a lot of time to keep the shop open, so to speak, so nobody really got too much work done. 2 is getting fed up with the coloring. Well, not the coloring, but he's getting fed up with the coloration. He has new ways of doing things, but he doesn't want to go back, and I don't want him to go back and redo the whole canyon wall. He'll just know what to do for next time. Also, we had more big ideas about stuff, but that's something really not think about too much. Also, the thing about that episode, it was very quiet. And I apologize, but it's because the mic was over there. Not sure how well you guys can see that. It was on the table over there, pointed at him, because, well, I was on a little lovely website known as Chat Roulette, and he was curled up on the couch, and he was acting cute, and I thought, why don't I put a camera on him? First of all, it was a huge hit. People would stop and be like, oh, look, he's so cute. Sometimes I'd wake him up for people, but most of the time he just sat there sleeping, and people would look at him and be like, oh, so cute, and then move on. You know, it got more attention than a normal just guy sitting in front of his computer does. Normally it's next, next, next. I'm sure at least some of you know that website. In other news, in real world news, there is the thing about... Shut up. There is the fact that the Spanish train crash, the train wreck, which was a few days ago, killed what, like 76, 70-some people, 78 people. He was going 190 kilometers per hour around a corner rated for 80 kilometers per hour. That's what happens when you break the speed limit, guys. Really, really break the speed limit. It's terrible. But I also read a rather long article about should people in the U.S. be worried about this happening to them. I mean, because, you know, of course, any sort of incident, whether it be a huge automobile wreck, maybe not so much anymore, because it's kind of, you know, car wrecks happen all the time, which is a terrible thing to say, but it's not as big of a deal anymore. It doesn't set us off so much anymore. And I'm talking about us as a whole, as a world. But a plane crash or a really big train wreck like this, that gets people riled up. It gets people worried. You know, this, that, and the other. And I read an article by CNN about, could this ever happen? And no, because most of our trains are slow speed, and the closest thing we have to a high-speed train is the Acela Express, but it's far more low-tech than their train. Their train was designed to run on 2 different voltage levels because the voltage isn't unified across Spain's train system. It has a diesel engine on board for when it doesn't have catenary lines. It has wheels that actually expand to fit broad gauge because the railroad system isn't unified as much as ours is here. Also, the trains and the tracks are designed to have extremely high speeds on them. Well, higher than normal, not extremely high, not 190 kilometers per hour, but much less than our tracks over here, which are 100 years old, and you go through tight tunnels and ancient bridges, and you have to deal with freight traffic in the way as well. They have passenger corridors, which is why the U.S. is so far behind in terms of rail travel, but it's, in a way, it's kind of our saving grace. It's a lot safer. Even still, I would love to push for more high-speed rail, even if it's more Acela Express type stuff, perhaps also all across out the Midwest. Because something that I keep coming back to, and I know I'm going kind of long and going off on tangents and stuff, and Marco's barking at me, but the fact that in, you know, the 1930s and 40s, or even before then, like the 1920s, you had the 20th Century Limited, which was even 1910 and prior, like the early 1900s, turn of the century. You had the I'm just thinking the iconic look of the 20th Century Limited with the streamlined front and the Super Hudson streamlined and all sorts of whatchamacallit. Sorry. It used to go from New York to Chicago in I think they advertised 16 hours. Well, at first they advertised 18, then advertised 16. The record was 14. Our train now takes 19. What's with that? If we were in the age of steam, we could get there fast. It's ridiculous. Come on, step it up. I know I'm being prodding at Amtrak over here, but hush you. Fiat poster over there, safe and sound. My dad insisted on clothespinning it to Darth Vader's head. I said no. You know, and that's that. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go check out that, what is it? That guy who does Minecraft CJ, I think is his username on YouTube. And he makes videos on my server, so if you want to be in them, come join the server and be a good boy. And maybe he'll invite you up to where he lives. You know, that's kind of creepy now that I think about it. But he lives very far north from spawn, so the only way to get there is by ship or skyship travel, something that I organize. That's another quirk about the server, but I'm not here to talk about the server. I'm here to talk about the videos, and I already did that. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Chairman out. Thank you for watching. Shut up.